guys, it's your girl Nurse Doris. How y'all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location and where you're watching me from. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, to my returning subscribers. Thank you and God bless you. And press the notification bell to know when I post another obonge videos. Okay. Today we are really having an important topic today, which many people are victims of. Okay, so I really want to do justice to it, so I can know what our body is telling us, talking about, and what is happening in our system, especially in our stomach. Today, I just have a short scenario to share. Um, Last week some of my friends called me, even my brother. He was telling me about the stomach problem and all these things. So I was like, are you sure it's not ulcer? Are you sure this and that one? So he went to the hospital. I'll go, lo and behold, like three was told that we are told that they were having ulcer. ah I said, okay, I think this ulcer is not too much in our region, especially in Nigeria. Me, I was even a victim of ulcer when I was in school. So I was not like, I should share this topic, this peptic ulcer disease, okay? So let's dive into the matter. Here now, by definition, peptic ulcer disease is an erosion or ulceration or wound that happens on the inside of the inner lining of the stomach, or the upper part of the intestine. Okay, here now there is a wound inside the stomach already, which is caused by a bacteria. The cause is a bacteria that causes this ulceration, this erosion. It doesn't just occur like that. Then when things is not the bacteria, when the bacteria is present, the name of the bacteria is Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori is a bacteria that causes PUD, that's the peptic ulcer disease. When the bacteria is not present there are things that irritates it. That's which I will tell you. This is the risk factors or predisposing factors. Okay, risk factors. Now, when you not take seasoned food, you take seasoned foods, maybe you want your food, you cook, you put enough pepper, you put enough season. So if that thing, now check a fresh wound and you put something like, let me say, spirit or pepper or anything, it will pain you, and it will you will feel disgusted and irritated, and you won't even feel comfortable, you can't even stand. So it's this topic is very important for us to listen very well. And there are other predisposing factors. You have smoking. Smoking and alcoholism, they delay wound healing. Instead of the wound inside the stomach to heal, it won't heal very fast. And the more you smoke, the more you drink, it pieces the place off, it disgustes the place, the wound in the stomach, thereby making you to have a gastric pain, making you to have pain always in the stomach. It's ulcer. Even if you go to hospital, your doctor will still diagnose you, ask you, take history taken. After history taken, you're already diagnosed. He will diagnose is ulcer that is, or they have many investigations that they will run. That's tests they will run to diagnose you. They have other bile reflux. Instead of the bile now to go back to bile in the found in the body, to go back to the liver, okay, it will not, to the duodenum, sorry. Instead of the bile to go back to the duodenum, go down to the duodenum, it will come up to the GIT, that's the gastrointestinal tract. So thereby meeting with the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, causing you to have pain. They have inflammation when there is swelling in the stomach. Okay, when there is swelling in the stomach, then the swelling now around the GIT that will come in contact with the hydrochloric acid in the stomach. And the ulcer is higher in male than female, because of the estrogen protective mechanism in female. So it's higher in male than female. Okay, emotional stress can cause it. That leads to the secretion eroding the walls of the stomach. They have drugs. There are some drugs that can cause, like NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like aspirin, ibuprofen, diclofenac. Okay, can cause this ulcer, and other drug. There are many drugs that causes ulcer. That's why if you go to hospital, they will ask you any allergy. Are you allergic to anything? Do you have any disease, any condition? So that they will know the type of drug they can administer to you. Because if they can administer the one that your stomach or your body doesn't admit, especially if you have stomach, and this ulcer, it gives off immediately. Let me say like 30 minutes you take what you should not take. That's when it can trigger. It can trigger off. Okay. Then there is this Helicobacter pylori, is just the bacteria that causes it. Then in the and it's hereditary. The ulcer is hereditary. Maybe it runs in your family. Because before, if you're suffering from any sickness, the first thing you will ask is it hereditary? Is any of my family members suffering it? Okay, that's where we that's another thing. That's because most sicknesses are hereditary. Then this ulcer now, this peptic ulcer disease is classified into two. You have a gastric ulcer, you have duodenal ulcer. In gastric ulcer now, this one happens 30 to 1 hour. If you have an ulcer, you know that you notice if the time interval it happens, it's as in it starts after you finish eating, after your food intake. Maybe if it's 30 to 1 hour, you know that it is gastric ulcer. Okay, here now, the when you take a seasoned food, maybe the wound is already there. The bacteria, that's the bacteria that causes the wound in your stomach, is already there. Okay, when you take the seasoned food, it will not come and mix with the hydrochloric acid, that the stomach juices in the stomach, then thereby causing epigastric pain, in your stomach. And it will cause so much discomfort, and there will be anorexia, that's lack of appetite. Lack of appetite. There will be vomiting. When you have epigastric pain, you tend to vomit. You having nausea, you tend to have the urge to vomit. Okay, then there will be what are they calling it, loss of weight. There will be loss of weight. So in duodenal ulcer now, that one happens like 2 to 3 hours after food. Okay, and it happens in the duodenum. That one happens, and that one can cause bleeding. Okay, and that one can cause, because of the that one can cause exposure to the nerve endings, of the stomach. That's the vascular vessels. That one can expose the vascular vessels of the stomach, thereby causing bleeding. Thereby here now, in this type of ulcer, duodenal ulcer now, you experience melena, that's blood in the stool, and you can be vomiting blood. That's that one, hematemesis. You can be vomiting blood from your mouth. Okay, so this is and this ulcer and this duodenal ulcer, there will be weight gain, because the time interval in which the pain starts is longer than in gastric ulcer. In gastric ulcer is shorter, that's 30 to 1 hour. There will be weight loss there. Here there will be weight gain. There will be anorexia there. There will be vomiting there. But this one lingers a bit before you start feeling the pain. Okay, then there will be clinical in here now, this ulcer, peptic ulcer disease, there are clinical manifestations which the doctor, maybe during history taking, they will ask you, are you having are you vomiting blood, which is hematemesis? Are you passing bloody stool? Are you feeling distension in your upper part of your stomach? Anorexia, anemia? All these things can happen to you. These are the manifestation, that's the signs that you know, that you see, to know that you're having ulcer. Okay, then there are many lab diagnostic investigations. Early identification and diagnosis matters a lot in disease condition. In disease condition, there's no disease that you say this is small disease, this is a big disease. So you have to run to the hospital, or consult your healthcare practitioner, by telling him or her, see what I'm passing through. Okay, you get barum meal. This barum meal now, they can prescribe a test, barum meal, for you to know the extent of the damage to the mucosal lining of the stomach, to the walls of the stomach. They can prescribe gastroscopy. These are diagnostic investigations. They can prescribe for you to do full blood count, to know, because you are bleeding. Down because of the duodenal ulcer, there's bleeding involvement there. So to know the extent of your volume of your blood. Okay, that is still you're having in your body. You have occult blood to know the damage to the GIT, to the gastrointestinal tract. You have history taken. Through history taken, that's when they will diagnose if it's ulcer, if it's gastric, if it's duodenal ulcer, and what you're passing through. They have gastric analysis. Okay, the lab people, your doctor will prescribe all these any of these that diagnostic investigations for you to go and run, for him to be sure of what to diagnose in your condition. So there are foods that can cause this ulcer. If you're having all this ulcer now, there are foods that you're not meant to eat. You should avoid Coca-Cola. Coke is, it has what are they calling it? It's not good. It has, it foams too much. It foams and it's full of cola, carbon, caffeine, sorry, they use in doing it. And you should avoid caffeine too. Caffeinated drinks, spicy foods, you should avoid them, and some beverages that are not good. So there are people now, and you should avoid hot foods. If you're having also hot food, seasoned food, don't season your food very very intense like that. Avoid much pepper, avoid spicy things, okay? Avoid Coca-Cola, caffeinated drinks, cafe them, okay? Then there are complications if you're having this ulcer and it's not being treated, or it's not being early identified in time. You have hematemesis. Hematemesis is you be pooing blood. You be vomiting blood. Hematemesis is vomiting blood. Melena is pooing blood. You be pooing blood, vomiting blood. So, and it's not good. Peritonitis, and you notice that the problem now has caused the escape of hydrochloric acid to the peritoneum. You see that you have swelling in your stomach, which is peritonitis. Peritonitis is the swelling of the inflammation of the peritoneum of the stomach. So you notice those things. And here now, treatments now. If you go to hospital and the doctor have diagnosed you, this is what you do. Drugs to take, pharmacological intervention now here. Your doctor might prescribe proton pump inhibitors like omeprazole, even some beta blockers, cimetidine, gestid, call them all those magnesium related drugs. They can prescribe it for you. There are plenty drugs to treat ulcer. Like me, the time I was having ulcer, I took omeprazole. I was always taking omeprazole and the gestid, mismark. Then if I take it, everything will subside. Okay, but what helped me more was I stopped eating those things that caused it, that I know that if I eat them, it could trigger me off. Like that time I was always fond of taking ibuprofen, diclofenac. If I'm having any pains or headache, I prefer diclofenac works more for me, but I didn't know it was really causing problem in my stomach. So I stopped it. I stopped taking diclofenac. I preferred paracetamol. Paracetamol is a very good one, and it's mild. It doesn't cause ulcer. So that's it. Okay, we have come finally we have come to the end of this video. Okay, please just try subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the notification button, bam, so that you know when I upload. Even if it's the video maybe is not helpful to you, it could be helpful to another person. You could tell the person, maybe say you have a relative or a friend that is suffering from the sickness or the disease. You will tell the person what you will do, see what you will do, because it's a knowledge shared. Okay, all right, thank you so much for listening and for coming by to my video. Bye bye.